Salut, c'est Mattaio de Ludovox et aujourd'hui je suis sur le stand de Cryptozoic avec Mattaio qui va nous présenter Ghostbusters. Hi Mattaio, how are you?
Great, thanks for having me, sir.
Thank you. So you're here with the a prototype for Ghostbusters game. Is it cooperative first?
Yeah, it's a 4-player cooperative game. You can play it by yourself or up to 4 players as well. I spent a lot of time playing it by myself in development. It's a cooperative game. You succeed or fail as a group, and your main goal is to keep the spirit world populated because the spirits are spilling out of our open gates, and we're trying to keep the gates closed to stop the ghosts from spilling out. At the same time, we're also busting ghosts and trapping boss and iconic figures like Slimer and Donuts from the comic books and Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Okay, so do we have iconic characters? For example, we have Sans, Venkman.
Yeah, so we designed the game to be as a light RPG so that there is a large group mechanic of everybody trying to fill into their roles while also gaining experience in unique ways. For instance, Venkman, if he gets slimed during his turn, and then he'll gain experience. If Ray removes slime during his turn, he'll gain experience. If Egon rolls a 1 while he's attacking, he gains experience because he learns from his mistakes. And Winston Zedmore is our support character. If he deposits ghosts in a certain way, then he gains experience. So while you're using your proton dice to drop streams on ghosts and trap them, you also have your unique ways that you're trying to kind of push the style of the game to go. So that way, you're not just accomplishing the base goals of the game, but also you're leveling your character up to unlock brand new abilities.
So do we have scenarios, or is it always the same basic layout?
Yeah. So we have 15 scenarios for the game. They come in chapters. So there's 3 campaigns with 4 scenarios per campaign. As you level up, you'll be moving, you'll slide over your experience to level up your character, and you'll keep it from scenario to scenario. And at the end of their campaign is a boss fight where you can fight off, like someone like Slimer. And the higher level you are, the better chance you have to have all these tricks to throw at the boss. Otherwise, it's just going to get more and more challenging.
What is the average length of the game?
So the average length is it's up to an hour. My best play testers can beat the entire campaign in about 2 hours. So they're twice as fast as average. So a person who's first sitting down who doesn't have maybe any RPG experience or any miniatures experience or board gaming, it'll take them about an hour to get through the first game, and then they'll just get faster and faster as they play, and then the games can get more and more challenging. So they can take more time as you have to stop and think it about, because it's not just a run and gun type of game.
And what happens if you cross the streams, if you can?
Yeah. So crossing the streams was a fun mechanic that we tried to put into the game early on, but it turns out that players would just do it on purpose all the time and constantly cross the streams. So it's something that I saved for the Kickstarter. So if you were in the Kickstarter campaign and you got Gozer, for instance, Gozer's ability is to shoot you with lightning and try to knock you out the rooftop, which we made special tiles to represent the rooftop. If you hit the specific gates in that area with all 4 of your streams at the same time, you'll have crossed the streams and you'll be able to shut that gate down, sending Gozer back to where she came.
And how do we lose the game?
So we lose the game by failing to keep the spirit world populated. So in the comic books, it was stated that ghosts are the insulation between our 2 worlds. And if there's ever a time where there's no ghosts in the spirit world, then our 2 worlds collapse in on themselves. So we need to use the Ecto-1, which has a portable dimensionometer that lets us transport ghosts back through it into the spirit world. So the spirit world, awesome, is this little area here. This is where our ghosts collect at the very beginning of the game. So when you start, you know kind of how much of a timer you have, because as the game goes on, ghosts are going to start coming out of portals. And if you don't do your job quickly enough or smart enough, then the ghosts will all come out and you'll lose the game that way.
Okay, and do you plan on having any expansions?
Yes, so we saved for the Kickstarter. People had asked why nothing from Ghostbusters 2, like where's Vigo or where's the Scolari brothers, and we felt that the movie was rich enough by itself that it deserved to have its own game. So we plan on having a standalone expansion just by the Ghostbusters movie 2, and on top of that, we still have all the comic books, all the toy lines, and all the cartoons to be able to pull from, so we still have lots of ghosts, lots of scenarios, and lots of art to pull from.
And, how long has it taken to develop the game?
overall, I think it's taken us a little over 8 months. When I first joined the company, the game had been through about a dozen revisions. It had gone through a lot of different lives. So when I sat down, I kind of just took what we had, broke it down, put it back together with some heavier RPG elements, and I kind of looked at it as a D&D game that I would have played in my youth, because when I was watching the Ghostbusters game, Ghostbusters movie is also when I was playing Dungeons & Dragons, and I felt I might be the best target demographic for this.
So, about the leveling up, of the characters, it's going to improve the skills of the characters, so you have no choice by leveling up, right?
Yeah, so as you level up, you're going to unlock the levels previous to it, and they all synergize to help you complement the ones you've had previously as well. There is some uniformity in what people can expect as they level up, so that they know, okay, I unlocked my level 4, and that triggers when I hit a ghost, I get to do this special thing. That way I know other people, when they hit their level 4, they're going to have something else similar. If they hit a ghost, they're going to do something special and unique that their character class looks at. And then everyone's level 5 is a global effect. So once you unlock it, everybody gets it. For instance, Peter Venkman, if he unlocks his level 5, then all Ghostbusters, their line of sight is increased by an additional space, so they can see from farther away. So as he likes to, at the beginning, he likes to get slimed. He wants to be up close and personal with a ghost. As he levels up, he starts to not need that as much. He doesn't need them as much experience as he did before. And then once he's level 5, he doesn't need any experience at all. So now he's learned from his youth. Now he can back up and take a more careful shot. And all the characters kind of embody that all type of action of, we're not going to just push and streamline or railroad you into one play style. So once you get towards the end of the game, it really opens up and you can take on the ghosts with way more options than you had before.
Okay, and we have dice here. I'm wondering how to use them.
We got some custom-made dice done. We have, this is from the glow-in-the-dark dice from the Ghost from our Kickstarter campaign. So the 6 is this little pip, I'll just hold it up for you there, is the Ghostbusters logo. That lets you know you've rolled the highest symbol possible. So this is our Proton Die. This is what we use to attack with. Each ghost that we're attacking has a 2-hit number. So 2-hit lets us know this is what I need to roll, at least, to be able to put a stream on this guy. Here's a stream. Put up my little ghosty guy. That signifies I have put a stream on the ghost, and he is tagged. And this guy in particular, it takes 2 streams to take down. It doesn't have to be the same guy. 2 people can put streams on him, and you'll get experience for each stream that you had on it. So it's a group effort. On top of that, when ghosts move randomly, because you're not going to be controlling them by yourself, they're going to react to how you interact with them. You're going to roll this die 8, and this corresponds with our PKE meter. So as we roll the die 8, and let's say we rolled a 1. The 1 tells us from the direction that the ghost happens to be sitting in on the board, right there, that's the direction he'll move when he needs to move randomly. That way it takes it out of your hands and also lets you predict what's going to happen with him. On top of that, last, we have this awesome 6-sided dice, custom-made. This has all the symbols from the Zener card guessing game. At the very beginning of the movie, Peter is testing his test subjects to try to guess what these are. If you roll these at the end of the match or end of each round, it's going to trigger the gates in different ways. So each gate has a open and a closed symbol. So each scenario is also have a brand new gate that is different from all the other gates and other scenarios you're going to play. If you roll an open gate, then usually a ghost is going to pop out, and sometimes something else was going to happen as well. If it's closed and you roll a closed symbol, and the gate is not open and doesn't exist, then something usually pretty bad happens. So as you're closing gates and you're getting closer to beating the game gets harder and harder and harder as you increase the difficulty. On top of that, we were able to get Evo Shandor's Chaos symbol. And if this rolls at the end of the round, then all the ghosts that are within line of sight of you are going to react as if you missed a shot against them. So just when you thought you got everything under wraps and all the ghosts are just sitting around enjoying themselves, they're all going to freak out, and now you have to deal with that.
And slime you and slow you.
Right. And sliming is represented by these little tokens. So it's a actions-based game. So you spend actions to be able to use your abilities, such as moving and shooting and driving the car around. Here's our Ecto one. Upgraded from a cardboard piece of Chad into a beautiful mold from our Kickstarter campaign. That was our first stretch goal. Thank you, Kickstarter. This slows your character down, and as part of the mechanic, you can also remove these from other Ghostbusters and yourself, and some people enjoy doing it more, such as Ray, who gets experience from removing slime.
Well, I think that's a pretty good overview of the game. So you told me it was to be released in October, right?
It'll be out in October, definitely before Halloween. It'll be in our Kickstarter backers' hands ahead of time, and then it'll be in our Kickstarter retailers, and then finally the full retail. So call your local hobby store. If your hobby store kickstarted us, they'll have a special glow-in-the-dark green Slimer, and call and see if you can reserve it. Otherwise, show up for release day. We're hoping to get some kits out there to get a brand new scenario just for that day.
Thank you very much, Mattaio, for this overview of the game. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. I appreciate you dropping by.
See you. À bientôt sur Ludovox.